I got a great cross versus battle today for you guys. And it is Shinman Benimaru, Company 7 captain of the Hikashi, destroyer of Asakusa, versus Satoru Gojo, the strongest jujutsu sorcerer in the current era, right? You have to say current era, right? So they understand what that means. 6 eyes and limitless user, special grade jujutsu sorcerer, Satoru Gojo. I know you JJK fans are like, oh my god, this is cool. I bet. And I'm like, yeah, I have to see what I say about that. Because you might be surprised if you haven't seen Fire Force yet. Okay, we're going to get right into it though. So in scenario 1, it's going to be in Fire Force. They'll just be fighting in Asakusa, which is not a good thing for Gojo. And then in scenario 2, they'll be fighting at Jujutsu Tech, Tokyo branch. So scenario 1, strength goes to Benimaru Shinman. Shinman Benimaru went through rigorous training as a youngster to become the leader of the Hikashi. Gojo trained, but he they kind of didn't train that boy. Like he did, y'all, but he didn't train until he lost his life almost. That's when he actually started to train. Benimaru had always been on that shit, man. Physically strong. This man, he can lift some shit. And Gojo, he's physically strong. He can throw bodies around, but when we're talking about throwing bodies around, though, nigga, Benimaru's doing that shit a lot. He went into the Holy Soul Temple and he handled these inquisitors, and these people are like trained killers. He's just throwing them around like ragdoll. Speed, Benimaru Shinman. Fire Force characters, the cream of the crop. These guys are quick. They're fast. And Gojo's fast in his world, but when it comes to other animes, he's kind of slow, man. Not gonna lie. Durability goes to Benimaru Shinman, and I already know Birth to Infinity. Honestly, y'all, that ain't gonna matter much here. As this character, he's that much, more powerful than Gojo. Durability that Gojo has, it don't matter here. Because you're thinking that this man Benimaru just uses his hands and fights, but we ain't even at that part yet. Just know durability goes to Benimaru. Endurance also goes to Benimaru. When he was training Shinra and Arthur, he whooped their ass for basically 8 hours, basically actually half a day. And then after 12 hours, thereabout, he was like, oh, we're getting started. This man can fight for, a long time if he has to. Which he won't have to here, by the way. Intelligence, I'll give it to Benimaru. If you want to give it to Gojo, y'all, I'm not going to hate you for that. Because Gojo, he's smart. I wouldn't say he's the smartest guy, but he's smart when it comes to, planning for battles and shit. Experience, I give it to Benimaru. Or actually, I give it to Gojo, my bad. Close skills, I give it to Benimaru. Both of them know martial arts. I give the edge to Benimaru. Because the way he's going to hit the infinity, it's not like his regular punches, right? No fire attacks or anything. Those ain't going to hurt Gojo, like, in any, like, serious way too much. But he's going to know that once Benimaru starts pulling out his, like, attacks, like, with fire, it's done. It's going to let him know that he won't die from those punches. That being said, range skills also go to Benimaru. He can shoot out fire. And yes, that kind of fire that he shoots out can also take out Apollo Purple. That shit's, chump change. He cuts that shit. Recoup, I'll give it to Gojo because he has RCT. To my knowledge, Benimaru don't have anything like that. Hacks, I'm giving it to Benimaru. See, this guy, Gojo, right? He has 6 eyes, limitless. And hollow, purple, blue, red. Things that Benimaru actually can beat. So all of Benimaru's attacks are a lot more powerful. Attack power, attack potency, ridiculous. Destructive capability, ridiculous from Benimaru. His doppelganger comes into the world, and his doppelganger, who's weaker than he is, can destroy the world with his attacks. Right? He beat his doppelganger in one attack, y'all. That's not, weak attack power at all. He's brushing, like, when I say he, like, runs through Gojo just one sweep like this, Nichiren blade, he's done, brother. Like, quicker than Sukuna. That kind of thing. Environment goes to Benimaru since they're fighting Nasakusa. Benimaru wins low diff. And I say that only because Benimaru might take the fight, like, not so seriously. He might be like, okay, I'm fighting you, whatever, but now let me get serious. And, he just kills Gojo. He packs him up. You see the thumbnail, he uses that move on Gojo. Yeah, he's gone. Like, he's vaporized. Now in the second scenario, same thing. Benimaru strength, Benimaru speed, Benimaru durability, Benimaru endurance, Benimaru intelligence, experience Gojo, close skills Benimaru, range skills Benimaru, recoup Gojo, and then hacks Benimaru. Environment goes to Gojo here, but it won't help him out. And the regen ain't gonna help either, because if your body is like unrepairable, let's say he uses Akatsuki and he puts his hand, the blade towards his head, and he explodes from there. Once his head's gone, he can't regenerate. Remember? So Benimaru wins low difficulty. Be cool, call on the corner, and let me know what you think about that in the comments below.